Hey everyone, Nikola reported quarterly financial results that sent the stock price lower. I'll review those numbers here. I want to look at the company's progress in the recalled battery electric trucks. I also want to see how they're doing in selling the newer fuel cell version of their trucks. I want to look at the company's progress on stemming the losses on the bottom line because this company has lost tremendous amounts of money. And I want to see how sustainable this business is. Can it survive for the next few years, and can it thrive beyond that? And then I'll update my recommendation for Nikola stock. Of course, I've never rated Nikola stock as a buy. I've always felt the company is just in a difficult situation and the business is losing very significant sums of money, always going back to investors and asking for more money. And I never thought the company was a good investment. So let's see if after these quarterly results, if I'm changing my recommendation or if I'm still going to be bearish on Nikola stock. So let's take a look at the numbers.
I want to thank the Motley Fool for sponsoring this video. Visit fool.com/Parkev for the 10 best stocks to buy now.
Right, so for the quarter that ended March 31st, the company produced 43 trucks and shipped 40 trucks. So that production number is down from 63 in the same quarter in 2023. And that's a result of the change in its strategy to only produce trucks that it's going to sell, or only produce trucks that have been ordered, because it learned from its mistake of making so many trucks and then nobody wanted to buy them. I shouldn't say nobody, but very few people wanted to buy those trucks, and it got stuck with all this inventory. You could see last year in the same quarter they produced 63 and they only shipped 31. That means they had to keep 32 of them, which were no buyers. There weren't any buyers for them. So it's learning from its mistakes. Unfortunately, it's not learning quickly enough, and it proceeds to lose significant sums of investors' money. Now, in the current quarter, revenue decreased big time, down to 7.5 million. That was down from 10.6 million in the same quarter last year. And even though it only generated 7.5 million in revenue, the company lost from operations a whopping $145 million loss from operations, generating only, so it's losing 20 times more money than the revenue it's generating. Just an awful business model, and you can understand why I've never recommended this stock as a buy. Now, I know some of you may be hopeful about a future where all trucks are battery electric or its other version, but there is going to be other companies that are more likely to succeed in this category than Nikola, which has not demonstrated any skill in operating a sustainable business. Those losses are absolutely staggering for a business that's only generating this much money. And I'll talk a little bit more about the recalls. It's having trouble just getting things right, and it's just one that, man, I've tried to warn investors about this stock for several years, but I understand it's a popular stock among retail investors that are really hopeful about its future. I just don't understand where those hopes are coming from. I don't understand what has convinced some of the investors that have purchased this stock that it's going to be successful. I have seen very little evidence to show that it's going to be successful longer term. Now, I mentioned the company's losing a lot of money. That money is coming from investors, unfortunately, and the company has just diluted shareholders in the meantime. Last year, at the same quarter, it had 549 million shares outstanding. It now has 1.33 billion shares outstanding. So it's selling more stock to get money from investors, which it then proceeds to invest in the business, which is not working out. Those investments have not worked out well for Nikola. So in the current quarter, I was further disappointed in the progress on the battery electric truck. Remember, they had trouble with the battery here. They needed to recall many of the units, and they're not making good progress in returning these units. They completed one delivery, the first delivery of their BEV in Q1. That's just not quickly enough. And they continue to prioritize returning these BEVs to customers and dealers, and they now expect to complete the remediation of these units by the end of 2024. So now they think it's not going to be completed until the end of 2024. I wouldn't be surprised if this deadline is further pushed out, like they've already pushed out these deadlines. And then so since they haven't recalled those yet, they can't sell the inventory they have. So they have some inventory of their own that they're not sold. They're remediating or fixing the ones that they've recalled, but they still have those inventory that they own. And their ability to sell this inventory will be dependent on future battery supply. So they haven't even had the battery supply to fix their on-hand inventory, and they expect to opportunistically sell this for revenue in 2025. So maybe in 2025 they will be able to sell this inventory, but that's not even a sure thing because they need battery supply to fix and change those batteries on the existing inventory units to then be able to sell in 2025. Boy, it's not going well for Nikola, and this recall and the fixing of those existing trucks not going well at all. And what kind of confidence does this show to potential buyers when they're having trouble like this, right? If you're thinking about purchasing a BEV or an FCEV, which is their newer version, are you going to have confidence in this company to sell you a sustainable truck, sell you a truck that if you have issues that they can fix? If they're taking this long to fix the previous issue, it's not instilling confidence in buyers at all. So I highlighted that coming into the quarter, I did not have the stock. I had it rated on the borderline between a hold and a sell. I last updated that on April 4th, and the stock has just been down. Year to date, it's fallen from 86 cents per share down to 60 cents, I should say, today. If you go back further, in the last 3 years, the stock is down from roughly $20 per share down to 60 cents. Again, if you are one of those investors that has lost money on Nikola stock, I'm sorry to hear about these losses. I've tried, for several years now, I've been warning investors to avoid this stock. Several years I've been saying, do not buy, do not buy, do not buy. And I update like every month or every 2 months. I'll make a video warning, do not buy. Just because the price is low doesn't mean it's a buying opportunity. The price is low because the company is a poor company. It does not perform well. Its prospects are poor. Its survival prospects are poor. It's questionable whether it will survive, let alone thrive. So now it's trading at a forward price to sales of 1.611. And even today, even at these lower prices, I'm still not recommending. In fact, I'm downgrading Nikola stock from the borderline sell. I'm rating it a full-fledged sell because of the lack of progress on the BEV front and limited orders on the newer truck. And then, of course, the massive losses on the bottom line. 20 times revenue the company is losing in operating income. It's just not a sustainable business model. I'm not enthusiastic about its prospects longer term. If you liked the video you just saw and you want to see more just like it, please subscribe to the channel. I can't keep this channel free without the support of viewers like you. And if you're already subscribed, thank you, and I appreciate your support.